now from Los Angeles. To put it all in perspective, pollster Dr. Frank Luntz, author of the book Words That Work. All right, Frank, just your overall take first on the performance.
I absolutely would have told him to do it. I realize that some people have been critical. Why are you going on a late-night talk show when the challenges facing the country are so deep and so continuing? Look, he needs to use every opportunity, every media invitation he can get, whether it's early in the morning or late at night, whether it tends to be on an entertainment program or a serious news program. He's got to communicate. We know that his popularity is still between 65, 68%, but the support for his programs are falling. And so this was an opportunity for him to go out and communicate in a different way, show a lighter side, and also talk about some seriousness. But Laura, I want to defend him on that Special Olympics joke. First, I'm sure that the Shrivers didn't take it personally. They're the ones that created the Special Olympics. And it's just ridiculous that we jump all over him. But he should have seen it coming. If Ann Coulter had said something like this, it would have been a week of awful publicity for her. But still, I think we need to get a sense of humor right now. So many things are so tough for so many Americans. Let us laugh at something.
As someone has had her share of people trying to take little snippets and amplify them and to make more of them, I would concur with you on that. And the Shrivers seem to be fine. There's a double standard, though. Conservatives would be treated completely differently. But he's Barack Obama, so he's not going to get criticism for it. Now, I remember that Robert Gibbs, I think it was just a few days ago, Frank, that the press secretary, White House press secretary, said that this appearance wasn't going to be joking around. This was going to be a serious appearance. But it seems like he obviously had somebody writing his jokes for him. I mean, a couple of his one-liners, I have a feeling, weren't just off the cuff. So why the change, do you think, to make it more joking and not all serious?
Because you need, and you notice he bookended it. If you actually saw the entire clip, and I would recommend people do that, he was funny at the beginning and he was funny at the end, but the middle part was serious, and there was some genuine substance in there. I've got one bone to pick. Overall, I thought it was a very good performance. And I think that people who watched it would say, you know what, this is a guy who at least is trying to understand it, trying to make change. But there's one component, and I'm someone with words, the word responsibility. It's very bothersome for someone like me who spends time listening to Americans to hear him talk about responsibility when 92% of Americans are paying their mortgage, and now we'll have the responsibility for the other 8% who aren't. When people are working harder than they ever have, and yet you're going to see people, particularly the middle class, whose taxes absolutely will go up as this thing moves forward.
Well, Frank, and also on that responsibility issue, and I picked up on the same thing, he says always asks us to sacrifice, as if all of us who have children and are working hard, and some of us working more than one job, we're not all sacrificing. That's what working in America and being a parent is all about. So I would agree with you. But you said the word performance. It was a good, quote, performance. And I'm finding that a lot of these appearances and these events are truly performances, meaning they're designed to do a few things. Maybe it's a little razzle-dazzle to get people's minds off of what was going down in Washington when he was there, the outrage over AIG, the fact that his Treasury Secretary couldn't answer simple questions about responsibility for the first 4 days of this outrage, and all the mess that was happening. But the performance is good. I say I wouldn't be so worried if the performance was bad, but the true policy performance was good.
Well, what you've got is a very good point, and I see Barack Obama as being similar to Ronald Reagan in this way. Over the next couple of years, my expectation, having seen it now for 60 days, is that Obama will maintain his personal popularity as support for his programs drop. As more and more Americans look at this and say, you know what, I don't have faith in the future. I don't want Washington spending so much money. I hate this waste. But I like Barack Obama personally. It's what Ronald Reagan was able to do in the first 2 years of his administration, and that carried him through 8 years.
Well, we'll see how long that personal popularity continues if the stock market did what it did at the end of today after another major speech. But, Frank, we love having you on. Thanks so much. And we're going to have Democratic reaction to that Obama-Leno